r/NoSleep. Posted by you/Mrs_Stakes. If you go in the woods and you come across a lone woman, ignore her. Even if she knows your name. No one believes me. I try to warn them, but no one believes me. I'm a park ranger. Legally I can't give away too much info, but I work close to the Adirondacks. I don't know if this happens all over the country or not, hell maybe all over the world. But I'm giving you all this life-saving advice just in case this isn't a local phenomena. My name is Peter, well not really. But for the sake of this story it is. I'm not giving out my real info because when I started this job they made me sign an NDA. I started as a park ranger 6 months ago. They showed me the ropes pretty fast. And due to COVID a lot of people went camping this year as a way to hang out with friends. As people tend to do, they would drink and get themselves hurt or lost, so we went on a lot of search and rescue. If I'm being honest, more searches than rescues. I still remember the first day I learned about these women. We got called to find a couple in their 20s who wandered away from their group for a few hours, so we had to go find them. I went out with my supervisor, who we'll call Jane. She's the toughest bitch I know. Won't take shot from anyone and can easily kick my ass. So anyway, it was around 4 p.m. We're deep in the woods closest to their campsite. The couple probably went off for a quickie and got lost. People do that all the time here. So we walked for a while and out of my peripheral I see a figure, who I assumed was the woman we were looking for. I saw dark brown hair and blue from her clothes. "Help me, please." I could hear her say weakly. I assumed it was her. It sounded close to my ear but B was yards away from me. As I went to turn to face the girl, Jane grabbed my head and turns it back forward. "You don't want to do that," she says as she continues to push me forward. "But there's a girl," I said as I tried to turn my head again. She turns it back forward with more force this time. "I'm aware, newbie. Keep walking forward," she says with a sharp shove forward to my shoulders. "What's your name?" Jane called into the forest, her harsh voice echoed in the trees. The girl didn't answer the question. "Help me, please. I really need help," the girl pleads. Jane and I continue walking forward. "Tell me your name and I'll help you," Jane commands. "Please, I just need your help so bad. Come on Peter, please," the girl begged. I stopped in my tracks and looked at Jane. She said my name. She might know me, we have to go help her. I protested. "If you want to go you're going alone. And you won't fucking come back. I'm not about to disappear because you want to play hero and damsel," she said with anger in her voice. I listened to my commands. And I'll be honest, at the time I felt guilty, but now I'm glad I did. So we found the missing couple, returned them safely to the camp, and Jane and I went back to the station. "Want to tell me what that was about?" I asked Jane angrily. "It's long story," she said dismissively. I pressed the topic. "I've got time. Tell me." I challenged her. She sighed and made me promise not to tell civilians, but I don't feel right keeping it to myself. I don't know what they are honestly. My superior didn't even know and he worked here 50 years. Day one he told me if a girl needs help, don't look at her until she tells you her name. Why? They don't have names. They don't know how to make one up. Or maybe they don't know what the question means, maybe they even think they're so powerful they don't need one. But they will do anything to get you to look at them. Ask for help, ask for sex. Say they know you, your mom, details of your family. Anything to get you to look. She somberly spun the tale. "What happens if you look?" I asked her. I had the same question. My superior Felix didn't know either. He does now, but isn't really around to tell. "All we know is if they're able to get you to look, you walk off and you don't come back," she said. "What happened to Felix?" I asked. When I said his name pain flicker across her face. The only time I saw her express anything other than anger until this point. He looked. We were looking for someone's stupid lost dog. He was in front of my and from behind us we heard a woman whisper the name Felix. When that didn't work the voice changed to a child's voice and we heard a panicked little girl call out Gampa. It was imitating his granddaughter who had drowned in the swimming pool 4 months earlier. I couldn't stop him. He turns and whispers Aubrey? I knew the exact moment he laid his eyes on it. His pupils got huge, like he was rolling and his eyes glazed over. It was like he was on autopilot as he started walking forward. I screamed for him to stop, but I didn't move, I didn't turn around. I kept walking forward like a coward. We never found his body. We never will either. I don't know what it does, but if you see it you're never seen again. All we found was his dog tag from the army and his wedding ring hanging on a branch at the top of a tree branch. She finished her tale and walked to the cooler, grabbed herself a bottle of Jameson and drank it straight. "So why doesn't everyone know about this?" I asked her. She shrugged. "Better than us," she callously remarked. "What the hell do you mean?" I asked her in anger. "Look. It needs people. For whatever reason. If it doesn't find people out there, what's gonna happen? It'll come here, then to the suburbs. They'll be everywhere. Sure, it sucks some civilians will die, but it's better than seeing what happens when they lose their supply." When she told me this, I was angry, but I couldn't argue. The second time I saw it was even scarier. A young man fell into a ditch and couldn't get out, so we had to go help him. As we walked to the location, I saw one in my peripheral, but it was in the direction we needed to go. "When the hell do we do?" I asked Jane in a panic. I didn't want her to get near that thing. "We walk. It's okay to get close, just don't look," she warns me. We walk. "Hey, can you help me?" it asks in a childish voice. I look at the ground to not be tempted to peek. "Come on guys, really. I'm hungry. Help me," it begs. It's only 20 feet away now. I keep walking close. "Peter, come on, help." "Jane. Someone help me," it whines. As I pass it, I feel cold. Like I just opened up my freezer. It has a smell to it, like dirty pond water, and it felt bad. Like a ball of anxiety you feel when your plane takes off. Or the rush you get when you go down the hill of a roller coaster. My subconscious knew this thing should not be. My body gets covered goosebumps as I watch my feet crunch the fall leaves, but the goosebumps are not from the cold. We pass it and it cried. "Come on. Where are you going? I want to go home," it pleads. Eventually it stops asking us to help it. Maybe it got too far away and we couldn't hear it. Maybe it gave up because we knew it won't crack. I don't know. I don't really understand this thing, or maybe things, much at all. I have many more stories of these things, but this isn't story time. Maybe I'll post some other times if they don't bust my ass for posting this. I'm at a public library hoping they can trace this back to me. Jane won't snitch. I trust her. In the 6 months I've worked here, 100 people went missing without a trace. 100. The cops pay us off to say it was an accident or animal or drowning. And that's only the area I survey. I can't imagine how many statewide, countrywide, worldwide. At least if an animal eats you, it'll leave bones as evidence. This thing got 100 people. I can't stand by and let this keep happening. I won't be complicit in people going missing like this. So please, especially around the Adirondacks, if a girl in the woods is alone and needs help, or wants to talk to you, don't look until it gives you a name. I don't know what happens when it gets you. I never want to find out, and I never want you to find out either. Stay safe and take care of each other, please. r/short scare stories. Posted by you/Mrs_Steaks. My boyfriend works nights at the diner. I work during the day and my sweet boyfriend John works the evening shift at the local diner. So most afternoons I go through my nightly routine alone. I shower, go to bed and wait for him to come home to hold me. There I trying to sleep on my satin sheets, alone, missing my baby's arms around. I hear the door creak open and slam shut. Must have been a rough night for tips. I'm too tired to open my eyes, let alone get out of bed. "Honey. Come cuddle," I tell after him coyly. I hear his heavy steps enter the room. I smile to myself as I feel the bed sink where he sits and lays down next to me. He wraps his arms around me like always. I kiss his arm. He kisses my shoulders. He begins stroking my hair and I giggle to myself. Just then my phone dings and I get a text. I squint his eye. The eye look at the bright white screen, hardly able to read it until my eyes adjust. "Hey, there's a party of 12 here tonight and they're taking forever. I probably won't be home for 45 more minutes, but I'll get your favorite Chinese place on the way home. Deal? XOXO John."